Brother, in the Quran, it tells about heaven and hell. That's not found in the Bible. Even in the Quran, again, it says, brother, in the Quran, it says that the Israelites are the chosen people. I can't hear you. There you go, baby.
The Daniel in the book of Daniel. It's about hell.
Oh, brother.
So anyway, 19 angels of hell, the leaders of hell is named Malik.
Brother,
so also,
can you show us that? Where's the evidence? To substantiate what you're saying is true.
The evidence here, I'm telling you, true fact. I'm a little bit older. I'm 63 years old.
Brother, age doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Young Israelites, the older Israelites.
We understand that, but you brought up age in a matter of discussing the Bible and nationality and how to live and how to operate.
I didn't tell you how to live yet. I just told you, just tell me what is your purpose right
now.
So you have,
we already read it. Brother, we already read it. And that's to let you know that you're an Israelite. And that our people don't know our real nationality. Real quick. Our people don't know our real nationality and heritage because we asked you. Hold on, bro.
But the ones my age around here do.
They don't know because I just asked you nationality. You said Muslim, brother.
No, I didn't say Muslim.
You did say Muslim. Brother, that's still not an Israelite. But that's still not an Israelite.
Race or color if you believe in the Lord, right?
The Bible deals with races.
My purpose in life is two things. One, going to heaven, going to hell. That's the only choice you're going to get. So how many times you talk about different races, different tribes. If all y'all go to hell, then help one another go to heaven, then y'all in the hell. But if y'all help, you go to heaven.
Brother, what is hell? What is hell according to Islam? Is a hell a fiery place that you burn forever?
Yeah, there's many hells, there's multitudes.
No, I'm just asking, is it a fiery place where you burn forever?
Yes, sometimes they do that.
Did you know that's a Greek custom and tradition? Where they taught people when you do wrong, you burn in hell forever. That's what the Greeks taught. That's where Hades come from.
You burn according to your sins if you don't repent. But you never know, and listen to him see that my God is trying to my Lord is yours. So the second that you actually get for your own sin. So if you commit a sin, you don't repent.
You ain't got no highlighters?
Yeah. Brother, what we saying, brother, you an Israelite, brother. You got to keep the commandments of the Heavenly Father.
I got all these things you talking about. All this stuff written out on my chest. And all this other stuff.
What do you mean written out on your chest?
It's no good if I don't go to heaven. And I go to
heaven. How do you get to heaven? What do you have to do?
You got to make steps. How many people walk from here? How many people? Jesus, Lion, Emmanuel.
Brother, that's traditions and fables of men. Brother, see, there you go, bringing up the age. Brother, you don't know your nationality. It's hard for you to tell us anything else when you don't know your nationality. You don't know the foundations, brother. Luke 18:18. God, brother, you just babbling off. Brother, why is your beard orange? Why is your beard orange? Why are you doing traditions of men? But why is your beard orange? That's traditions of men, brother. You're not either. Y'all got a minute for the Bible? Brother, you an Israelite. Brother, you an Israelite.
The work the Bible speak about.
Luke 18:18. And a certain ruler asked him, saying, Good master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life?
This man said, what do I do to inherit eternal life?
And how shall I say unto him, why callest thou me good?
Christ said, why do you call me good?
17, iron sharper iron.
God is good, save one, that is God. Right? Thou knowest the commandments.
He said, you know the commandments, man. Go on.
Do not commit adultery. Do not kill. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother. And he said, all these have I kept from my youth up. Now when Yahweh heard these things.
Let's sit on that. Are we tired of our people telling us that they Islam and Muslim, right? African, American, niggas. It's exhausting, man. And then pull the age card. Oh, you're not there yet. You got some way to go, right? You got a way to go. I've been on the proper longer than you, right? That's pride. That's a whole lot of pride, right? Where's that pride going to lead you, right? Not to the kingdom. Matthew 18:1.
Okay, Sirach chapter 21, verse 11.
He that keepeth the law of Yahweh giveth the understanding thereof.
No, pick up the Quran.
Giveth the understand. He that keepeth the law of the Lord giveth the understanding thereof.
Right, the law of the Lord is not found in the book of the Quran. It's not found. Right, Muhammad was a so-called white man, and I believe the Quran tells you that he had blonde hair. Did you know blonde hair, that's leprosy? That he's unclean. So a man that's unclean from birth is going to tell me how to live life, right? How to operate, how to be pure, how to love the Lord. It don't make no sense. Literally, that's in the Quran.
The writers is influenced by his wife, which is a woman, who made the hadith, man.
Not only that, he was illiterate. He couldn't read or write. You know, he had to infuse Christianity and Judaism to try to form Islam, man. So why would I pick up that book?
Matthew 18:1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child to him and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children.
Hold on. That man said, you know, how can I, who's going to be the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Yahushua called forth the child, right? And he said what?
Read it again. Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
In other words, you have to subdue your own understanding, right? Let go of the pride. Drop that ageism, right? I'm 60 something. You 60 something, and you told me your nationality is some weird foreign language, man.
I don't know the name of it.
What the hell are you talking about? Just let go of the pride. That's not going to make you. You're not going to get nowhere, man.
Read the camera.
Psalms 2 and 4.
The Psalms of the 2 verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in the rest.
We read that earlier. You know, look, that's true, man. Most are going to be laughing at them. All those people who think they Muslims, all those people who think they Christians, right? Or Methodists or Baptists, none of those are found in the Bible, man. None of them. So what does that mean? You made it up, right? Or you actually follow something that was made up by the so-called white man, right? And you can actually Google the inception of the Methodist Church, the Baptist Church, right? The Episcopalian, all of that. You can Google all of that, and you will see it was all invented by the so-called white man, right? He took parts of the Bible and tried to infuse it in his own new thing, right? In his own doctrine, in his own philosophies of men and traditions of men, right? Colossians 2 and 8. We tired of the madness, man. It's infuriating, right? It's irritating.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Right. He said, beware, right? Be vigilant, right? Be on the lookout, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Go on.
After the tradition of men.
After the traditions of men. Yahweh tried to deal with those Pharisees and Sadducees that dealt with nothing but traditions of men. Bring that up.
Matthew 15:1. Then came to Yahushua scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders?
Right, those Pharisees and scribes, being niggas, they said, why are you transgressing the traditions of our elders? Nowhere in the scriptures does it say you gotta wash before you eat, man. Come on now.
No, wash your hands.
Mark 2
I mean, you can. Be nice, but
Yeah. Right now, obviously, if you've been dealing with dirt and filth all day, you should clean yourself, right? But if you just got done eating some lunch and you want another, yeah, come on now.
You think if I got dirty hands, let me go.
Yeah.
You know he washed his hands. They know he washed his hands.
What did he say? Woe unto thee that wash the outside of the cup, not the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to clean the outside but they want to clean inner man.
That was spiritual,
you want to
man.
take
You
your
know,
body and put some water. You don't want to put that tie, that cloth leech on that spirit.
Yes, sir.
Bring that out. Y'all silly, man.
Book of Mark chapter 2, verse 20. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then shall they fast in those days. No man also seweth a piece of new cloth on an old garment.
Right, you can't take some weird ass doctrine, and try to piece it together with the Holy Scriptures, man. With wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You can't do it. It's gonna look all dingy and dirty and filthy. You're gonna look like an asshole, man. Imagine going to a party, you got a big old, old fabric on your clothes. People look like, what is that? What is he doing? What are you doing? Right? You're gonna be ridiculed, basically.
Just like
right? You're gonna be the laugh of the party, man. Come on now, you gotta dress accordingly, right? Thus saith the Lord. That's right. You gotta dress accordingly. Thus saith the Lord. You gotta put on your righteous garment, put on your mitre, your diadem, right? Look nice for the Lord, right?
Else the new piece that is filled up, taken away from the old, and the rent is made worse.
Right.
And no man putteth new wine into old bottles. Else the new wine doth burst the bottles, and the wine is spilled.
Saying the same thing, but using different, physical objects, right? Wine and bottles, man. You can't infuse anything old with something new. It's gonna look messy. It's gonna fall apart, right? It's all. What is the word I'm looking for? It's not fit. It's not comely, right? Bring up 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10. Ephesians 2 and 20.
Egypt must be a prophetic life.
Psalms 118 and 22.
Sure.
Keep telling me.
1
3
Corinthians
years from
chapter
now,
3, verse 10.
Egypt must have helped me out.
According to the grace of Yahweh, which is given unto me as a wise master builder.
Right? Or as a wise master builder, right? And we got to be wise master builders too. Go on.
I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon.
Right. He said he laid the foundation. Let's get a precept in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20.
Ephesians chapter 2. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets of Hamashiach Yahushua, himself being the chief cornerstone.
Right. So we know the prophets and the apostles, they laid the foundation, man. Go on.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10. According to the grace of Yahweh, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon.
Right.
But let every man take heed how he buildeth.
Right.
Thereupon.
Take heed. Be vigilant. Know what you're doing when you build it, man. You can't build up any building with your eyes closed, or you can't half-ass it. Right? You got to do it in sincerity and in truth. Lest the whole building tilt, be all out of order. You missing bricks, right? You put in concrete. You put in concrete where the other bricks should go.
For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Now, if any man build upon the foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest.
Right.
For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Right. And the Most High knows who's sincere and working hard in this truth, right? Who's working really sincere and out the kind in his heart to build up Israel through the Spirit, right? You got certain brothers that do it for gain, others for notoriety, fame, money, wealth, women, right? You got to do it in sincerity and in truth. If you're not, look, the Most High going to reveal you, right? and all your work will be for naught. Right? We know Yahushua is that chief cornerstone. So you don't want to build a faulty building, or you don't want to try to build off of Yahushua, black stones and weak stones that are crumbling and fall. You got a minute for the Bible? You got 1 minute for the Bible? What's your nationality? What's your nationality? Nigerian. What's your father? Yeah, Nigerian. How did they get here to America? Their ancestors. By boat. All right. You believe in the Bible? All right, bring out Deuteronomy 28 and 68. We got one verse. We know it's going to just bear with us one verse. Before you go, we got a YouTube channel too. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. You say you believe in the Bible, right? Okay, what's your name? Ebony.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, that's Moses speaking to the Israelites. You familiar with Moses? Part of the sea, they left out of Egypt, right? But he's telling them they're going to go into Egypt again. But with what?
With ships.
Right, Egypt just means bondage or captivity or slavery, according to the Bible in Exodus 20 and 2.
Okay, Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right. Another word for bondage, as I mentioned before, is slavery or captivity, right? And there's no other verse or chapter in the Bible that talks about the Israelites going into Egypt again, right? So we know that Egypt in 68 is really talking about slavery, bondage. So with that understanding, we're going to read this again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right, so he said you're going to go into slavery again, but with ships. Go on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Right, now how'd your ancestors get here to America? Via ship, right?
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right, and once your ancestors got off that boat, who was they sold it to? The blue man, the yellow man? It was the so-called white man, right?
For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Right, it was the so-called white man, right? Once your ancestors got off the boats, the white man put them on the auction blocks, and they put them into slavery. That actually happened. And this is a prophecy out the Bible. Believing in the Bible, you got to realize it's a prophetic book. So again, who was Moses speaking to? Sister, you would be an Israelite. All right, we got a YouTube channel. Yeah, what was I gonna get? I was just reading it earlier too. Get the book, right? So our people are Israelites, man. Right? Now, our parents, they told us a lot of contrary stuff, right? They told us a lot of false things, right? We know that sister wasn't no Nigerian. Come on now. We gotta be real. Yeah, show me a Nigerian named Ebony, man. They're gonna have those African names.
Yeah.
They're gonna come out. So, yeah, Kantakunu and Apakula.
Coconut.
You know, the weird stuff, man. Oba.
Coconut.
Yeah. So our fathers and mothers, they don't really know what's going on, man. They don't. Because I'm pretty sure at one point in time, my father said, well, he told us we was Africans. So, you know, they don't know what's going on. And other fathers in certain households, they get to try to be a little more specific. We're Nigerian. You don't know that. You don't know. You don't know what's going on. Come on now. Because we know them Nigerians, those real Africans, those Nigerians, they didn't come here via slave boat, sold to the white man. It was the Hebrews, the Israelites. Pan that camera. Everybody that you see on that chart, man. Because it even tell you, Salaki, that those people had Hebrew names. Those slaves, they had Hebrew names. They didn't have Nigerian names. They didn't have Ethiopian names, but Hebrew names.
And those through the spirit, they never pick a East African country.
Yeah.
Or a South American country, a South African country. They always pick a Northwest African country through the spirit. That's something to point out.
That's right. So our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's why we out here in the highways and byways to let our people know, thus saith the Lord, what's their nationality, you know, who they really are, right? Show them the dietary law, right? The moral law. Brother, got a minute? You know your nationality, brother? Come on, brother. You an Israelite, brother. You gotta put down that cigarette, brother.
That way from China
You
Center.
gotta throw away that cigarette, brother.
China Center.
Brother, throw away that cigarette.
That's for real one. How they talking about that?
Come on, brother. Have some decency, brother. Certain people smitten with madness, have no idea what's going on, right? Get Zechariah 12 and 14, man. And get Ezekiel. You know what? Get Malachi 4:1.
What is Zephaniah 1:8 about?
Clothing.
His spiritual garments all messed up.
Yeah, Jake is walking around real dirty and dingy, you know? Ain't nothing new under the sun, man. 12 and 14. Ain't nothing new under the sun.
Only 14
Right?
12?
Yeah, it's like 14 and 12.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth.
That's nasty. Right? We get on these nations a lot. We do. But a lot of you Jakes, you're going to burn too with them. Right? A lot of you 2/3. A lot of you coons. A lot of y'all that want to hold hand in hand, join hand in hand, you're going to burn with them, man.
Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan.
You said what?
Shaq, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan.
Shaq?
Tyler Perry.
MJ?
Tyler Perry.
All those coons, man. They all got to go into... They all got to go get burnt, man.
Yeah. Did y'all get the link I sent y'all about Tyler Perry and Edomite?
Yep, yep.
You know Meghan Markle is an Edomite.
Yeah.
Her father's wife.
And they about to go in there and have an orgy, man, because that's what they do. That's what those elites do, man. They get down and they get dirty. They get real freaky, man.
But you always have to go, you know, help them out.
Yeah, they got the pizza gates. They got the pepperoni and the extra cheese, which is slang for little boys and little girls. It's all in their emails, and they try to keep it all cryptic and coded. But we know what's going on. In Luke 8 and 17. We know what's going on that day, right?
Oprah and Gail, what's her friend named Gail?
Yeah, something, yeah.
She got to come in too.
Yeah, they're all cool, man. Yeah.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, especially Buff.
Luke 8 and 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
Right, so in Esau's mind, they try their best to keep things hidden, and nobody can see me. But we know what's going on at the end of the day. Go to Sirach 23 and 18,
16
man.
and 60, is that right? A precept for that. Second Ezra 16 and 60. About.
Well, you bring it up. You bring it up.
Angels of the bill. 76. I mean 66. Yeah, 66.
Oh, oh.
Yeah. Most I knows what's going on. Oh, I want Job. That's what I want. Get Job 22 and 14. We can start right. There you go. Verse 18. I'll go and tap into the mind frame of Esau. Because the Bible touches on that.
Second Ezra 16.
Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter chapter 22, verse 18. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying, thus is his heart. He see me, I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me.
Right, and on another level, Esau, day in and day out, he's trying to make us commit adultery, right? By sleeping with his philosophies, his doctrines, right? Get down with his system, right? Well, really, we engage to the Lord, right? So he's trying to, commit adultery, man.
What need I fear? The Most High will not remember my sin.
That also goes into Esau, man, because that's what he's thinking. The Most High not going to remember what I'm doing. He can't see me, right?
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not the eyes of the Lord. What? Are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
So the Most High sees everything that you're doing, Esau. That's why he's exposing everything, right? Get Job 22 and...
Can I get the precept right quick?
Come on. You got it.
I'm going to start second Ezra 16. verse 62. Yea, and the Spirit of Almighty God, which made all things, and searching out all hidden things, and secrets in the secrets of the earth. Surely, he knoweth your ambitions, and what you think in your hearts, even them that sin, and will hide their sin. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searches out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, you shall be ashamed before men, and your own sin shall be accused in that day. This is twofold because Esau and the Israelites also, 2/3. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the precept today, you can get Joel 21:27.
All right, you can read out.
Yeah, Joe 21.
That's a precept.
Luke.
Yes, precept.
Job 22:10. Therefore snares are round about thee, and sudden fear troubleth thee,
Go on.
or darkness that thou canst not see, and abundance of waters cover thee.
Go on.
Is not Yahweh in the height of heaven, and behold the height of the stars.
Right, so if the Heavenly Father is all the way up in the third heaven doing his thing, that means he can see everything that the children of men is doing, right? He's above all. Go on.
How high they are. And thou sayest, how doth Yahweh know?
That's Esau. How does the Lord know? Go on.
Can he judge through the dark cloud?
That's Esau. He's simple, right? He's saying, can the Lord really judge me? Got the stars up there, got the clouds. He really can't see me. Go on.
The clouds are a covering to him, that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundation was overflown with a flood.
Right, but the point is, Esau says to himself, the Lord can't see me, right? He tells everybody else the Lord can't see him. That's why it says that in Psalm 79:10.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 54. And it reads, Behold, Yahweh knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 14. For Yahweh shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Right, so the Most High know what Bill Gates is doing, right? The Most High know what Obama did, touching them boys, right? Come on now, the Most High knows everything. You can't get nothing past him. That's why everything end up getting exposed in society through the media, man. TMZ exposed everything, right? So we know what's going on. You got the white whistleblowers. We know about your phallic symbols that you put up in the cities. We know all of that, man.
Can I say something? Did y'all get that video I sent y'all when GMS put up about the Edomites made the coronavirus and the woman told on them and tried to lock her up? Y'all get that video I sent y'all?
Yeah.
I
You
sent
have to
y'all
check
the
that
video.
out.
Look at the text I gave you. I sent y'all the video.
Hey, they doing a lot of killing. They killing doctors over there in Russia because they trying to find out the cure.
The 3 doctors that fell out the window.
Yep. Those doctors that was flying out the window, man. They was shooting out their brains.
The most likely they'll never cure nobody.
Yeah.
That's not
You know?
They gotta care for everything.
And you saw the CDC. You saw they were saying that they numbers false.
Yep.
Like that, and they also saying something about how inaccurate the testing is. Like they some people they say got it, don't really have it.
Exactly.
And then some people have it and they say the test and they don't have it. So it's madness.
So it is, man. This is all over the
You don't know
place.
what's going on.
If you had a vaccine of the flu shot within the last 6 years, you will test positive.
Wow. See, I ain't know that.
You ain't know that. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
I believe it.
They can just give you anything and say, "Oh, you got it." And just give
Right.
it.
And then
Well-
people dying from just various other health issues, and they saying that's the corona.
Exactly. That's just what I was about to say.
Oh, y'all?
You had kids dying, old people dying of pneumonia, and they said rule it as COVID-19.
Yep.
Diagnose it as COVID-19. Right? That was the cause of death.
Said that
Right.
baby was died of that one disease, and they labeled it as COVID.
Yep. And those doctors came out and said, look, he didn't die of COVID. He died of these other things.
Yeah.
So Esau is being exposed day in and day out. That's why we glad when the Lord exposing him, man.
That's right.
They tripping up. They tripping up on their tongue.
What apocrypha is this?
I'm I'm gonna start at 13. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. I'm drawing on to 18. Therefore they stumble before the wind as the chaff in the storm cave away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children, and he awardeth him, and he shall know. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. So the Most High gonna see his eyes gonna see the destruction when that time coming. And I'm gonna read on 21. For what pleasure hath he in this house after him, when the number of the months are cut off in the midst? So what house did he have the pleasure of the number of the midst?
Brother got a minute. What's your nationality, brother? What's your nationality? How you know?
How you know?
You come from Hebrew? What'd he say?
Yeah, he said, "Quote that, Charlotte."